Hello, trying to get myself set up nicely here for you. Good, welcome back. We are on day 11 and I'm happy to be able to offer these practices to you once again today. So yesterday we worked on spinal movements, and today I'm bringing it all back to just the self once again for these self-care practices. The self, it's all about the self, but moving in deeply to trying to gather up more tools for your well-being. So the practice today is a meditation practice. It's a rotation of the consciousness through different body parts, and it's a practice that I learned not as a meditation. I learned it as part of my yoga nidra practice trainings and own practice. And it's something that wasn't isolated to consider focusing on separately, but it's something that I've found myself doing regularly since acquiring this practice for myself. So the yoga nidra practices. So I've pulled out the rotations, and I find it really valuable to share with my students. So I hope you will value it too. Let us move. First of all, get a little bit of movement, because for some of you that are doing it live, you're going to possibly feel a little bit sluggish if you get straight out of bed. So let's stretch the legs out in front of us and go through the spinal movements that we did yesterday. So reaching the arms up above the head, reach up as high as you can, feel the shoulder blades separating and moving upwards, reaching up through the monkey bars. Now, if you're feeling that sitting down is sluggish for you, move it onto the knees, come up to standing, whatever you like. Well done, reaching up as high as you can, working the sit bones down, maybe closing the eyes and breathing in and out of the nostrils. Well done, reaching up a little higher, push down with the sit bones in whatever position you're in, and raising the arms, the head up possibly. Good, and take the hands together now, bend the elbows, breathing out through the nose and releasing the hands down. Good, let's interlock the fingers, pushing the palms forward, and then allow the spine to round and pushing back behind you. So you can do this kneeling, sitting, standing, however you like. You can do it on a chair. Breathing in and out, allow the chin to drop, working into a little bit of neck flexion as well. Good, slowly moving forward, interlock the fingers behind the back, working the shoulder blades together, opening up the front of the chest, breathing in and out. If it feels okay, maybe moving the head or the chin out a little bit, no squashing in the neck. Good, slowly releasing. Good, coming back to the side bending action, so you can have the feet outstretched or kneeling or standing, and just taking one hand down, the other hand up, and trying to get that nice of lengthening through one side of the body and shortening in the other. Breathe in and out. Slowly coming back up, you can move back into tractioning, reaching up and down, down, down at the same time, and then to the other side. Well done, breathing in and out. Feel the side body opening, dropping the lower shoulder. Well done, coming back to center. You can move back up through lengthening or lowering down. Well done. Then we're going to try a twist. So twisting, rotating the spine to one side, so you can work fingertips on the shoulders as we did yesterday. Good. You can stretch the arms out, or you can just go straight into it, fingers working onto the outside of the thigh, if that feels okay. Kneeling or standing, in a lunge maybe. Breathe in and out. Move the head to look in front. Raising the arms, unravel the twist, and then we go to the other side, twisting, maybe reaching the hands down, twist a little further, trying not to squash the neck, move the head to look in front, lifting the arms, unravel the twist. Good, and then I'd like to take a really strong forward fold, so you can do this in any position as well. If you're sitting, holding on to the legs, allow the head to drop and breathe into it. Keep the shoulders dropping. In kneeling, you can come into child's pose. In standing, you can come into a forward fold, hands towards the ground, knees bent. Breathe here, releasing in the neck. One more breath. All the way out. In and out of the nostrils. Well done, and slowly, slowly easing up. Okay, so to learn this practice, it's a little bit of just mapping out areas of the body, and then we'll go into a meditation of it afterwards when we feel okay with that. So sitting up comfortably, you can do this in a chair, you can have back against the wall, however you like. You can do it standing if you're feeling really excited about this. All right, so start with the left hand, and the first point that we're going to map out. So there's 61 points, energetic points that we're working on through the body. I'm going to just point to each area to start, and then when we do it second time around, third time around, we'll bring the awareness a little deeper. Okay, so starting at the third eye space between the eyebrows in the center of the forehead, and pausing there for a moment, just sensing that place. Keep your spine nice and long, your sit bones down. We're just mapping out here. Then moving to the collarbones. So the throat in the center of the collarbones. Well done. Not placing too much pressure here. Just keep it nice and soft. Now moving over to the right shoulder. Now watch your screen, so we're not working the same side. So you think about your right shoulder here. So it's left hand over to your right shoulder, breathing here. So this is the third point. From shoulder down into elbow, from elbow to wrist, and then wrist to thumb. So hold onto the thumb, give it a little squeeze just to feel that connection, that energy point. Then into the index finger, the middle finger, the fourth finger, and the baby finger. Back into the wrist. You can move to the inside of the wrist now. Into the elbow. So we're going back up to the shoulder, finding these points, and then back to the throat between the collarbones. We change hands now over to the left shoulder. So it's exactly the same mapping on the left side. So take your time with it. Down into the elbow. It'll become clear, the pattern, as we go through it. Down into the wrist. Holding on to the thumb. Give it a little pull if you like. Into the index finger. The middle finger. Fourth finger. And baby finger. Back up to the wrist. From the wrist up to the elbow. From the elbow to the shoulder, and from the shoulder back to the throat. So that's the first part of the upper body. So from forehead to throat, down the right arm, back to throat, down the left arm and fingers, back to throat. Then we go down to the sternum, between the rib cage here, right in the center of the chest. And now the direction changes a little bit. So we're not going on right side first, we're going over to the left. So just considering this now, don't look at me, over to your left side of your chest and rib cage, back to your sternum. Over to the right side of your chest and rib cage, and back to sternum. That's the only time where it becomes a little bit confusing. Okay, from sternum down to the belly button. Placing the hand there, the fingers there. Right down now to the pubic bones. Over to the right hip. We'll get a little bit of movement here now. Into the right knee, reaching down for the right knee. Reach down to the right ankle, wherever you are. You can lift your leg up to you, you can reach down. Into the right big toe, giving it a little pull. The second toe. Third toe. Fourth toe, and baby toe. Back up to the right ankle. Same pattern again, back up to the knee, up to the hip, and back to the pubic bones. You can change hands if you like, or keep the same hand over to the left hip, so it's exactly the same pattern on the left side, down to the left knee, down to the left ankle, to the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, up to the ankle, up to the knee, right up to the hip, back to the pubic bones. So the right side, left side, back to the middle again, similar to the arms, back to the belly button, back up to the sternum. So this is the line upwards, this energy channel. Back up to the throat and ending at the forehead between the eyebrows. Breathing there. Okay, pausing for a moment and see if you can just map this out yourself. So maybe drawing a line in your head. If you have a pen and paper, even you might like to write it down, or I'd advise after the practice getting a pen and paper and writing it down. So just drawing a line, visualizing forehead, throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, thumb, index finger, middle finger, fourth finger, baby finger. Back to right wrist, up to elbow, up to shoulder, back to throat, over to the other side. Left shoulder, try it yourself. Back to throat. From the throat down to the sternum, and then over to the left side. Back to the sternum, over to the right side of the chest and rib cage, back to sternum, and then the energy lines move down from the sternum down to the belly button to pubic bone, and then over hip, knee, ankle, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, baby toe. Back up to ankle, up to knee, up to hip, and back to pubic bones. Then over to left hip, try it yourself. Up the leg, back to pubic bones. Take it out to get there. Then from pubic bones up to belly button, up this central line, this energetic line. From belly button up to sternum, the heart center, up to throat, the communication center, the emotional center, and from the throat up to the forehead, right between the eyebrows, breathing there. Well done, breathing in and out. Okay. So I hope that becomes clear to you, that pattern. I really find this incredibly valuable. I've had situations where I found myself under stress situations where I felt, oh God, I really need to focus here now. What am I going to do? And sometimes sitting back and just breathing in and out of the belly it doesn't do it for me. Okay, there are many times when breathing in and out of my belly works for me. There are many times when other meditations work for me, when I'm working on my sensory awareness, when I'm working on tuning in. But there's some times in my life where I felt, I need something to bring my mind to. And often I can do it really quickly. So I go 61 points, great. I always feel great when I've got back to my forehead. And then other times where I'll just sit or lie, sometimes when I'm awake at night and it's difficult to go back to sleep, I'll try to breathe 3 breaths in and out of each area really slowly. Or I count from 3 down to 1, reverse count breathing. I very often don't make it past the fingers and I'm back to sleep. So maybe consider this possibility of having this as a tool for yourself. Okay, now knowing all of that information, knowing the pattern, I want you to try and forget about it. Try not to jump ahead and try to connect to me guiding you through it for yourself. So set yourself up, lying down on your back, maybe taking a pillow under the head, maybe pillows under the bolsters, and I'm just going to breathe and guide you to each body part just to get it deeper ingrained into the subconsciousness and to allow you to settle into it. And that's where we will finish the session today. Well done. Okay, so lying down, using a bolster under the knees, blanket over the body, whatever you need. It doesn't take long. Breathing all the way in and out of the nostrils, allow the belly to rise and fall. Well done. Allow the awareness to move to the third eye space between the eyebrows, just pausing there, acknowledging sensations at that space between the eyebrows. In the forehead, breathing in and out. Then dropping the awareness down to the throat, breathing in and out. Awareness moving over to the right shoulder, in and out. Down to the right elbow, breathing in and out softly through the nostrils, the belly rises and falls. Down to the right the right wrist, breathing in and out. Into the thumb, breath in and out. Into the index finger, breathing in and out. The middle finger, in and out. Fourth finger, breathing in and out. Baby finger, in and out. Back up to the right wrist, a breath moves in and out. Up into the right elbow, breathing in and out. Back to the right shoulder, breathing in and breathing out. And to the throat, acknowledging sensations of softening in the throat space. Over to the left shoulder, breathing in and out. Down to the left elbow, in and out. To the wrist, breathe in and breathe out. To the left thumb, breathing in and out. The index finger, breath rises and falls. Middle finger, breath in and out. Fourth finger, baby finger in and out. Relax the breath. You don't have to over breathe. Into the left wrist again. Gentle breath in and out of the belly. Up into the left elbow, in and out. Back up to the shoulder, breathing in and out, softening in the shoulder. To the throat space, in and out. Down to the sternum, soft breath, in and out. Over to the left side of the chest and rib cage, in and out. Back to the sternum, breathing in and out. Over to the right side of chest and rib cage, breathing in and out. Back to the sternum, the heart center. Down to the navel, breathing in and out. Down to the pubic bones or the root, breathing in and out. Over to the right hip, inhale and exhale. Down to the knee, breathe in and out. To the ankle, breath rises and falls. The big toe in and out. Second toe. Third toe. Fourth toe. Baby toe. Up to the right heel, in and out. To the knee, breathing in and out. And back to the hip, in and out. Back to the pubic bones, breathing in and out. Over to the left hip, inhale and exhale. Down to the knee, in and out. Down to the ankle, breathing in and out. To the left toe, in and out, big toe. Second toe. Third toe. Fourth toe. Baby toe, in and out. Back to the left ankle, breath in and out. Up to the left knee, breathing in and out. Up to the left hip, breath rises and falls. Back to the pubic bones, grounding and rooting into that space. Back up to the belly, button, breathing in and out. Up to the sternum at the center of the chest, the heart center, breathing in and out. Back up to the throat, breathing in and out. And finally back to the third eye, breathing in and out of the forehead. Sensing the whole body, sensing each of those 61 points acknowledged here and now. Sensing your breath. And reminding yourself of this pattern at any time if you need it. You might like to sit up for a moment after this practice and write it down. Have it as a skill that you can call upon at any time if you need to steady your mind, if you need to focus. Well done. Taking your time to roll over onto your side. If you've been on your back, push down into your front hand. Slowly, slowly ease yourself up to sitting. If you've been sitting or standing for the meditation, stay where you are. Place your right hand on your chest. Acknowledging yourself with kindness, with respect and love here and now. And acknowledging your gratitudes for the day. Your 3 things in your life, in your space, in your heart, in your mind that you are grateful for. It can change each time you practice. And then offering from our hearts out beyond ourselves, offering our support and respect and thanks to the other people in the community that are providing support to us at this time, and reminding ourselves, if we can, to donate to the Bowie Simon community. Well done, everyone. Namaste. Thank you. Tomorrow we flow a little bit. We're going to work on all of the movements that we've had, and then on Sunday we're back to Yoga Nidra time. So full 20 minutes of guided relaxation practice, and then next week we're going into all of the energetic and emotional practices, putting lots of things together in new ways. Well done, everyone. Thank you.